So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about TikToker Cooking with Kaya, also known as Kaya Renee. This girl literally makes plates of food that really anybody can make and twerks a little bit before and after the videos, has a theme song or jingle that she sings, and also tells women that she will take your man. That's the thesis statement on why she's going viral. Now, about a week and a half ago, Kaya was at like 100 or 200,000 followers on Instagram, and she is now sitting at 1.1 million followers on Instagram. She has literally gone viral. The same way Keith Lee went viral on TikTok a year or two ago is the same way Kaya is going viral this year. Now, where the controversy comes in is how women have approached Kaya's newfound celebrity or popularity. They see this girl saying that she's going to take their man, she's showing plates of food, men are invested in her content because she's using sexualism and flaunting her assets as a part of her branding, which is something a lot of people pay attention to.
Girl, I could steal your man with this dinner I just cooked, bro. Take a good look. Welcome to another video with Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya.
You know how somebody will ask you to go to an event and you'll be like, well, is there going to be food there? And when they say yes, you're more inclined to show up. So with Kaya, it's like, yeah, I'm going to show off my assets, and she's natural, she has a great body, she looks good, and playfully taunt the idea of attracting people's boyfriends or husbands to me, but I also have food here. So most of her following is gravitating towards her for two reasons. One being that she's showing off her cooking, which does entice people because a lot of people watch TikTok for recipes, including myself, and the other being the male gaze that does entice a lot of people. And when you look at the way how a lot of men look at women on social media when they're doing something that appeases them, there is a male gaze tied to it. And I'll speak on that a little later. So Kyra also linked up with fellow influencer or YouTuber, whatever you want to call him, DDG. And I've told y'all, DDG is a carefree, calculated clout chaser. Say that 5 times fast. He doesn't care how he has to attach himself to something that's viral, but he will. And he was one of the first big name influencers that platformed Kaya even further to extend her virality by doing a collaboration video with him and her on her channel, which at this moment has close to 300,000 views in just a day or so. In this video, she's showing him how to cook steak, and he says that he's never made steak before in his life. They make a steak bites and potato meal with asparagus, and I really don't mean this to be shady because it's really no hate against this girl. Her food looks good. I would definitely come over and grab a plate. I would definitely trust her to cater an event. But it's all meals that I think the average person, and in this case the average woman, knows how to cook. So the backlash that she's getting from women in particular is very interesting. Women are so-called breaking up with their boyfriends, blocking their boyfriends, arguing with their boyfriends or husbands over her content, and men's affinity to buy into her with their interests, their double taps and likes, and their follows. So Cooking with Kaya has stirred up the TikTok streets, and I think I understand the controversy of it all. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my one and overall main talking point is pretty much explaining what Kaya is doing exactly to go viral. So I don't know where this girl came from. I kept seeing her name on Twitter, and I asked my boyfriend if he knew who she was because a lot of girls were talking about it in regards to their boyfriends. So I'm like, okay, I need to ask him, does he know who this Kaya girl is? Because I'm like, who is Kaya? And he tells me that she's a girl on TikTok and she cooks and makes meals and she shakes her assets. And I'm like, oh, okay, so what's the problem? I mean, a lot of girls do things like that are similar. And he was telling me how a lot of men are invested because she's cooking these meals and also showing off her body, and there are certain types of men that are attracted to more sexualized content. So she's basically selling you sex and soul food. And the backlash that she's getting is because she's now stated that she's gotten death threats, people wanting to jump her, crazy DMs, which I believe she is, but I don't think they're actually serious threats. I mean, a death threat is serious, don't get me wrong, but I think people are also playing into the sarcasm that she's also playing into. She's been able to go viral and increase her virality and her trending because she's looking at her hate comments and she's using that to fuel and excel herself into a bigger brand. And we've basically seen women platform and make a girl popular for doing something that I'm sure a lot of women are doing in real life and on TikTok, but Kaya is essentially the chosen vessel to promote what already exists. There's a lot of women that tie sexualism into their social media content. I saw a girl who does haircuts for men, but she's shaking her butt, bouncing her breasts, she's in skimpy clothing, but I think she also is an OnlyFans girl. I've even seen a brand brand that is based in Atlanta called Naked Breakfast, where groups of men, whether it's for their bachelor party, boys trip, business executive conference, are hiring these girls to cook and serve them breakfast in lingerie, completely topless, and I'm pretty sure they have full nudity, but of course you can't see that on their Instagram page. You would have to book a service. And I think it's so crazy that so many women hated on this woman so badly that it really propelled her to have millions of followers and now be able to live a very comfortable life doing something so simple and basic. The way how people were talking about her, I would have thought that she was creating Michelin star, 5-star meals that we've never seen before. And I gotta give the girl her credit. The food looks good, and again, it's not to hate, but the food is meals that any woman who cooks or knows how to cook or has figured out how to cook can really do themselves and are already doing it. Whether it's for their family, their boyfriend, themselves, their kids, French toast with eggs and some type of breakfast meat is not a hard meal to make. And neither is steak bites, potatoes, and some greens like asparagus or broccoli or whatever. I'm even inserting some of the meals that I've made in the past that I was really proud of because I really got into cooking when I had my apartment all to myself back in 2022 into last year. And I really had to learn how to cook a lot better because I was living alone. I was out of college and a girl has got to eat, right? And with everybody having to eat, I think that's why food content is always going to be popular. Keith Lee gives his reviews on local restaurants. We have Cooking with Jay, who's also been cooking on TikTok and Instagram for years. Also, I followed a recipe for macaroni and cheese from a TikTok girl named Tiny, who is this white girl, but she can throw down, like really throw down in the kitchen. And she was literally a runner-up for the MasterChef competition show. So Kaya doesn't have schooling or training or any culinary awards for her cooking. She's making meals that anybody can make, and she's doing it with a little twist. Here's some of my meals, and again, I was really happy. I was well fed that night. People like my food. Maybe I should have been posting on TikTok a long time ago, but the difference between me just posting a recipe that I like versus what Kaya is doing is that she's utilizing the male gaze. I'm gonna be realer than real, and I'm gonna drop the beat for this one. DJ D-Ray, drop the beat. The reason why Kaya is going viral is because she's playing into the male gaze and because she is literally a pick-me. Listen to what I have to say. When people used to say, and sometimes people still do, that some of the things I say are very much pick-me content, I laugh because most of the things I say don't play into the male gaze. A lot of the controversial things I say require women to be accountable or just me being unbiased about how women may act in a situation and how men may act in a situation. And it's always especially on topics about sexualizing ourselves as women. It's something that I think is fine, but only to a certain extent, and there's always a time and place for everything. So Kaya really is a pick-me where she's taunting other women so that men can boost herself up, her brands, her confidence, her esteem, and she's doing it through food where men oftentimes desire or even require a woman to be well versed in domestic duties such as cooking. So we have these men who maybe they go to work every day and expect their woman to cook for them, or they just have this high expectation of a woman having to be in the house cooking and cleaning, and they push all of this patriarchy and traditional wife ordeals, whether it's what they say online or just what they really believe. And Kaya is directly playing into that. And that's really crazy because in college I realized that a lot of men were not taught to cook. They couldn't even make themselves a plate of spaghetti. And that's why this is appealing to men, and women are just seeing it as regular. That is the reality. Because again, the meals are pretty basic. Like I'll say they're above basic because it's not like she's just making a bowl of cereal or just frying a grilled cheese sandwich or warming up a microwavable meal. She's making this food and it looks great. I was looking at some of the stuff and I was like, can I get a plate? However, a lot of men aren't experienced in domestic duties. And a lot of women, especially mothers, please teach your son how to cook and take care of themselves. Because if they knew that, they wouldn't be so easily impressed and enamored by basic life skills. So when they see Kaya, who is playing into these things that appeal to them or appease them in a sexualized way, it's like a double win for some of these men. They're viewing her as a girl who can cook and please them in the kitchen and in sex. And that's why she's going viral. Now, where I have to hold women accountable is the unnecessary hate. This girl does not deserve death threats. She doesn't even deserve backlash. She definitely can't take your man if the man isn't open and easy to take. So a lot of women were showing their insecurity and their lack of confidence in their relationship by even being moved or angered by the words that were coming out of her mouth. When I looked at her content, I was like, okay, you claim you could take my man. I know you can't, but I know that it's a gimmick and it's a joke and it's just sarcasm. She's even saying that she doesn't want our boyfriends. She just knows exactly what she's doing and making a smart business move to extend her brand through women's outrage. You know how we talk about outrage being able to sell and bring more clout to a person or brands, and how every single time a person or brand goes viral for something somewhat negative or just controversial, in the long run, the virality may not last, but at least in the short run or just the overall, there's a boost in interest, a boost in viewership, a boost in commentary, a boost in dialogue, a boost in a lot of things. things: followers, likes, shares, and sales in particular. So all in all, this girl came on here, started making content saying that she was going to take people's man with her plates, which really is impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it's not practical. And the outrage of women being insecure is what drove her into success. And now she's going to be a staple TikToker who can run this up as far as she wants to take it. She's probably going to get sponsorships from food companies, brands that sell cookware. She's probably going to come out with her own aprons and her own pots. I can just see it happening, all because women's insecurity and women hating on each other. We always talk about this girls stuff. There's no real sisterhood in girl anything. It's really every woman for herself, unless there's a contributing factor for you to be tied into the mindset of supporting, promoting, defending, and patronizing another woman. In this case, all I see is a 23-year-old woman who saw an opportunity to capitalize off of the insecurity of other women and playing into the pick-me male gaze that already existed long before her. And she took it and it worked for her. We already know that sex sells. When you look at what women wear at a boxing match in the ring, it's a sexual outfit. When you look at bottle girls in the club, it's a sexual outfit. When you look at NFL cheerleaders, it's a sexual outfit. When you look at Instagram models on social media, it's a sexual outfit. And in this case, I'm using the word outfit as a branding uniform that appeals to the male gaze that oftentimes buys into whatever that is. So yeah, a man may have bought tickets to watch an NFL game, but with those tickets, he gets to see these beautiful women who are talented in dance and cheer, who are wearing really short skirts or shorts and crop tops that appease his gaze. Or maybe a man is scrolling on social media and he gets to see these Instagram models who are promoted with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers, who a lot of times their content is for the male gaze. And a lot of women try their best to refute this and say that they're doing this stuff for themselves and they got their body done for themselves and they only do this for their own acceptance. And I don't disagree with that. I do think that is part of it. But a lot of times you slap on some type of product, makeup, outfit, or whatever to make yourself happy and make you feel good and confident in yourself. But the other half, or just the other portion of that, is how you're going to appeal to the male gaze. And we sometimes unintentionally do it as women a lot. And I don't think we should be chastised for it all the time, but I'm going to tell you exactly what it is and what I see. I think Cooking with Kaya is going to be like the Pinky Doll NPC girl from last year's TikTok virality. She went viral for pretty much doing the same thing. She was doing all of these mannerisms and acting like a non-playable character in a video game, but she also did it in a way that appealed to the male gaze. Who plays video games the most? Men. So when they see a woman who is not only into that content but is appeasing them in a sexual way, and I don't mean sexual intercourse, it can be as simple as being curvy and voluptuous in your body even if you're covered up, or showing some cleavage or shaking your butt. It can be as simple as that, but it draws in the male gaze, and that's why she was able to go viral for what she was doing. And when we as women saw it, some of us didn't understand, some of us thought it was weird, or some of us just thought it is what it is and didn't really gravitate our interest. But she was platformed by a lot of male viewers because she played into two of their interests: video games and sex. And Cooking with Kaya is not doing anything different. She played into two interests: food/traditional wife values, and also sex. It's a real simple formula that I think a lot of women understand or need to understand. I don't think you're required to do this to obtain or maintain success, but it's shown through time and through example that it does work and can work, and has really platformed a lot of women into celebrity and popularity. Just think about a lot of popular or well-known people or celebrities that are women who are not known for an actual talent more than they are known for their looks. Kim Kardashian, a lot of these Instagram influencers, the Hot Twa girl on TikTok, and so forth. What is the one thing that they have in common? Their sex appeal and how much they appeal to the male gaze. It's a timeless strategy that in this case, because of women's outrage, but because of Kaya's devotion to using it to excel, it worked for her. And now we just made another person famous who maybe would have been a nobody had this all not happened. So you gotta clap for yourselves, ladies. I know it probably wasn't the people who watch me, but the girls on TikTok and on Twitter really drove this whole entire situation to bring somebody over 1 million followers and counting, collaborations with well-known influencers, and I'm pretty sure her popularity and celebrity is going to continue to grow. Cooking with Kaya just got a little higher, cooking on the fire. Okay, now bye ya. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, check out my vlog channel. It's pinned down below. I will have a new vlog up this weekend. I went to Atlanta. Well, I'm in Atlanta, but I've been in Atlanta and I had some fun things going on. So I did vlog that and I will definitely share that with you guys. So stay tuned. And also, last but not least, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
I said I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't trying to wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch. Leave it by the gate. Call my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20K, yo. Chioma, they don't know who they messing with. I be where the blessings is, my pockets never deficit. You can't touch all this excellence, you gon' need a prerequisite. You gon' need some relevance, so cut it OT Genesis. Pat in the mail from my boys in Abuja. Big, meaty, spicy, juicy, baby, call me Suya. I said 24/7, we stacking, racking. I'm a bad bitch, you fraction, lacking. Counting bread while he playing Madden. I'm in the building, bitch, what's happening? Queen Chioma, pure satisfaction. I'm really a vet, these joints need practice. Running circles around them, we laughing. QTM girls like camera action.